News reporter Rajed Ahmed is here. Rajed, we're just looking at the EgyptAir Twitter page because that's where this news broke, just at about 3 a.m. GMT. And I just want to give a very, very latest line, which comes from a gentleman called Ihab Raslan, who's a spokesman for the Egyptian Civil Aviation Authority. He's told a regional news channel that the plane is most likely to have crashed into the sea, but that is not confirmed at the moment, is it?
That's right. We're basically waiting for any news from search and rescue teams. So we're all on tenterhooks. We've been monitoring Twitter. A lot of the information is coming through from EgyptAir on its Twitter feed, and it has changed a few details and given us a little bit extra. So it's revised down slightly its passenger figures to 56. So 56 on board, and EgyptAir says that includes a child, 2 babies as well. And on top of that, 10 staff members, some of those security personnel. So in total, 66 people on board. So not a full flight, but those are the figures we have. It's also tweeted the flying hours of the pilot. So it's saying that the pilot has more than 6,000 flying hours, more than 2,000 of them in the same model aeroplane, and also that the co-pilot had almost 3,000 flying hours. So it's saying that this is an experienced pilot and an experienced co-pilot as well. It's also important to note that they've released some phone numbers for families. So they've set up a call centre. If there are families who are concerned, they can actually get in touch, and those numbers are on EgyptAir's Twitter page. But beyond that, we don't know too much, but there are fears that MS-804 could have crashed into the Mediterranean Sea.
What about the search and rescue mission?
So we understand that the Egyptian military aircraft are involved in the search. EgyptAir has tweeted as much. Egypt Civil Aviation Authority is saying that as well, that they've gone to the location of the flight. So presumably they've worked out where they lost radar contact and moved into that area, and it looks like that area is in the Mediterranean, and it actually lost radar contact about 10 miles into Egypt airspace. So it was most of the way into its journey into Cairo before it went missing.
Greece has apparently joined the search and rescue operation. A C-130, which is a military plane, I believe, and an early warning aircraft, according to the Greeks, is being used to help. There was no Mayday signal from the pilot. We also know that. We heard from an expert earlier that when a plane crosses international boundaries from one country's airspace to another, it always speaks to both sides as well. The lack of contact is also interesting. We haven't heard more from EgyptAir about that.
No, more might come out in the coming days. Quite often there's a lot of information that isn't necessarily released immediately. Presumably we might get some recordings of whatever air traffic control had from the last contact. So we'll have to wait and see about that particular fact. But as it stands, they are searching for this aircraft.
OK, Rajed, for the moment, thank you very much indeed.